Sustainable Backyard Tour. I'm Laura, also known as StL Garden Hoe. Welcome to my St. Louis City garden. Let's take a look around. The first sustainable feature I wanted to show you is the rain barrel. Rather than just letting rainwater wash off into the sewer, we collect it and save it and use it to water our plants when they're thirsty. All right, here we are in the heart of my backyard, the Veggie Garden. I love growing veggies, it's so much fun. For me, my approach to the Veggie Garden is not just growing food to nourish myself, I do that, but I'm also trying to figure out ways to support my backyard ecosystem and bring in those beneficial pollinators and beneficial insects, and then also try to deter some pests as well. I don't use any chemicals in this garden, so my approach is basically organic. Around the perimeter, I've planted native perennials and herbs to bring in those beneficial insects and invite those pollinators to pollinate around, plus they're pretty. And then in the garden itself, I do some companion planting. So right next to me is a great example of that. I've got broccoli planted, and then next to it I have some dill. And the reason I did that is because the dill, the smell of it is a deterrent for pests, but also when it blooms, it invites in all these predatory wasps, so they can help keep pest control on my broccoli. So they're helping me out in this. Also, this garden, I try to reuse some different components as well. So the walkways over here are actually reused. When I first moved into this house, they were used to mulch the front beds, and rock mulch is not actually a great support for plants, so instead of keeping it, I just moved it to the back. I'm reusing it, and it's my walkways now for the garden. And then next to that, I wanted to show you these plastic pots. So whenever you buy something from the nursery, it usually comes in a pot like this. This plastic is actually not recyclable with most cities. You have to send it off to a special place to turn it into plant tags. So instead of doing that, whenever I buy something, just reuse the pot for my veggies. They make great pots for peppers and tomatoes. All right, let's see what else we got around here. So pollinators are such an important feature to a sustainable garden. So I try to find as many ways to invite them to my garden as possible. One of them is these little bug hotels for our little native bees. Some of the native bees like to build nests inside hollow stems, and a bug hotel is a cute little way where you can see their nests. It looks like I've got one little guy in here so far. But if you don't want to spend money on a bug hotel or build one, there's actually something you can do that is free. So as we move this way, we've got more native plants planted in this space. Little rattlesnake masters, one of my favorite. And then we land on our wild bergamot. And this is a type of bee balm. It's a universal pollinator plant. It's amazing. I recommend you plant it. But what I wanted to show you is actually down here. So last season, instead of cutting my bee balm to the ground, I cut it about 18 inches above the ground. And if you see, it's got a hollow stem. Native bees actually love building their nests inside these stems. So it's a great little way to support them without spending any money. You're just cutting back your plant at a different height. And the final sustainable feature I wanted to show you today is our compost bin. Composting is a great way to reuse your waste. So we put all our food waste in here and garden cuttings, and it's a great way to nourish your soil and not throw things in a landfill. So this compost bin is just a combo of cedar and hardware cloth. It has a cute door at the bottom so you can harvest the stuff that's ready. And it's a great, I think everyone should compost. Compost, would ya? All right, that's all I have for you all today. I hope I gave you some new, fun, sustainable ideas for your gardens. See you next time.